Hello guys and welcome to another stream on the WorldWideChels channel. It's your host Matt back again and I am joined by some wonderful people. Wayne, Nippin returns and Alfredo of course and Sadiq who is not feeling very well. So guys, get well soon into him right now because he won't be on for long, I don't think. But how are you?
I'm dying, man. I'm dying. You lot can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Let me make an appearance because obviously everyone's making an effort today. Mudryk in training, looking fabulous. Of course, he's finally smiling as well. He's posting on social media. Arsenal fans in the mud. I'm sure we'll get into that as well. But yeah, big up everyone that's tuned in, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button, man. We hit 30k. Website out soon, clothing line out soon as well, people. So look out for that, man. I'm not going to be speaking as much, so I'll let the others speak, man.
Perfect. Wayne, first of all, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm obviously keeping myself occupied. Obviously, I know Steve doesn't want to speak, but I'd rather him tell people than me. But obviously, I have got some news, big news, and hopefully, if it happens, it could be big news for the channel as well. So we'll have to wait and see.
You want me to say it now?
You can tell it. I'll let you. But
guys, we got some exclusive sources, new transfers for Chelsea football. No, I'm joking. Wayne's got some amazing personal news. He could be featuring in a darts competition. Lots of prize money. You know, globalized around the world. Local in London, of course. And I hope he really, really goes for it. Honestly, after what I've seen the last few years, I think this is a big change, a big move for you. So hopefully you take it. So hopefully he does well, man. Good luck, Wayne.
Thank you, appreciate it. And if it does happen, what he's not missing out, if I do qualify and I'm able to do it, I can be represented on ITV4. And if I get represented on ITV4, they might want to do a piece of me and I'll be representing the channel on TV.
You heard it here first, people. Let's see if he keeps his word, though. But let's get
You don't hear any of these other channels on our TV.
Yeah. Come on.
But yeah, Nippin, back on the channel after quite a long period of time. How are you doing? You seem to be busy all the time.
I'm doing great. Yeah, I just had a bad foot. Back to work next week. But yeah, I'm doing great.
And Nippin, the question is, are you Potter in or Potter out?
Potter in.
Yes, come on, Nippin. That's what we like to hear. Alfred, how you doing, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited for Wayne. I can't wait to hear about him kicking everybody's ass in darts and winning some serious money. It's going to be good. Good luck, Wayne. And fantastic opportunity, buddy. I'm very, very happy for you. Go for it. You've got nothing to lose. And we're all here for you, buddy. We're going to be supporting you all the way.
Definitely.
And yeah, I'm very excited about everything going on at Chelsea as well, even though it's not the best time in the world for us. We've still got some very exciting stuff going on. And yeah, I'm just really, really hoping that we can start picking up a bit of form and go on a bit of a winning run after our last win against Crystal Palace and all the new players that we've got coming in.
Matt, I just want to cut you off as well. I don't know if you saw the quote from Loftus-Cheek on Bashir Humphreys when meeting Mudryk. Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, no.
So basically, Loftus-Cheek said to Humphreys, it's going to get long for you when he's facing Mudryk. And everyone in the comments didn't understand what he meant. Oh, that actually hurts laughing. But, bro, Americans understood it, okay? I hope Alfred understands it. Alfred, do you understand it? It's going to get long for you.
Not really. I think is he saying something along the lines of not going to be able to play much with all the players coming in or something?
No, it means what it basically means is that he's going to have a long day dealing with the pace of Mudryk.
He's gonna find it difficult to play against him. It's gonna be long for you.
Yes, I see. Yeah, no. Yeah, I do. We say that here too. Sorry, I got it.
You might say it a different way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe he did say never give up. Yeah, maybe Justice, man, maybe Justice. But yeah, Matt, I'll leave it to you now. Obviously we've got some transfer news that I'm sure you want to get into. I'm sure you're not excited about one of them because of the injury record, but I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it. Obviously, it is January 18th. According to Carlito, this was Judgment Day for Moises Caicedo. So far, 6:10 p.m. And we haven't heard anything confirmed, anything big at the moment. But we know we are in for him. Ben Jacobs has said that all along. The CEO of Brighton, I think it's Paul Barber, whatever his name is, has come out and now said that 45 million was his boots. Now it's not even his laces. Obviously, Brighton are going to make it hard for us. There are about 3 clubs involved. Chelsea are one of them 3 clubs and are not giving up on the signing. But there are other midfield targets that we will look at in the process. Wayne, first of all, I'll start with you. Is Caicedo worth the money, which I assume is going to be 70+ million? And 2, is Caicedo the type of player you'd want at Chelsea Football Club right now?
I believe he's definitely worth it. What I've got to see so far, he is one of those players because he is a clean-up person. He's got and with his movement as well, he's quite quick on the ball and quick pace as well. So I think that will definitely help with the midfield. Obviously, going for 4-3-3 or 3-4-3, he can play either or. He's comfortable in them positions. I think we've got a very good chance of getting him. I think personally we should have a little cheeky look, give him the money, but say, look, if we pay this money for you, then how about you get first refusal of a loan deal for either Loftus-Cheek or Gallagher going the other way, and that might help with the transfer. I know I'm not saying it because obviously you're a Loftus-Cheek's fan, but I'm saying it as a true. If let's be honest, with him coming in, that's less game time for both players. So for me, it'd be more sensible in that sense if we did that sort of deal.
The only thing, and this is what I'm going to say with all the Loftus-Cheek rumours, this is not me defending him. I don't. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays at this point. But there is the homegrown quota that we've got to fill, and obviously, a lot of people want different players gone, and we've brought in a lot of players in, and I think it's according to reports, we've got to get rid of 2 foreign players to make it up for the Champions League squads, or they just don't get included in the Champions League squads in total. But would it be a thing of, because Loftus-Cheek is that homegrown player, is he more likely to stay than others in terms of in this window?
Yeah.
Caicedo would again be one of these non-homegrown players.
Of course, you can sit there and say, yeah, but I truly do get that. But saying that is, at the moment, with what we've got out, who would be the 2 players you would have thought would sit out, foreign players? DH, maybe. I don't know who else. Brozier, maybe, because obviously
even Brozier, I think Brozier counts as one of them homegrown.
He does.
Yeah. So
Even though he's Albanian,
Albanian,
he does count, since he was part of a lot of academies and he was born.
Yeah, I think because he was part of the academy set up for so long, you can class him as a homegrown player.
Yeah.
So it's Brozier, Chalobah, Loftus-Cheek, Gallagher,
Hutchinson.
Sterling, Humphreys,
Hutchinson.
So Humphreys has just been included, so he might be one of them. So obviously you are all scraping the barrel of it, and it's whether you take away a Ruben Loftus-Cheek and add another young player, or not? Because
how many do you need quickly before I'll count it?
so I think you need. I think it's squad of 25, and I think it's 18, so it's 7 you need for home game, I think.
Right,
You know when
Bentinelli, bear with me for 1 minute, Nippon. We've got Bentinelli, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Chalobah. Yeah, so far. Loftus-Cheek, Gallagher, Mount, Hall, Humphreys, Hutchinson, Sterling.
Royer.
We can afford to let them go if need be.
I just think Gallagher will go first because I think Gallagher will bring in the money that the owners need to make sure FFP is completely on the green side.
I get that. I do understand that point, but I think, not saying it's I'm being horrible to you, but we need to realise out of the players who are available, who's been mentioned of lately, the DH, Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek, out of all the 3, you think DH will probably go because obviously forward line-up wise. But if you look at a midfielder out of the 2, I could see Loftus-Cheek being the one over Gallagher to go. Because I could see Gallagher being more fancied in the 4-3-3 than Loftus-Cheek.
Well, then again, I think it is the problem. This is the problem of having Ruben on the high wage he is. I think that wage is going to be a problem for certain clubs, whereas Gallagher is not on a big wage. He is available, and I think there are just more clubs that will be willing to pay a decent amount of money for him. Plus, I think Gallagher, while he said in the latest reports is he wants to fight for a place in the team, I just don't think I think Ruben would be more happy to be that squad auxiliary player rather than a Gallagher. I think if the opportunity came that Gallagher could go back to Palace, I think he would not, or even go to a Newcastle. I think he'd take the opportunity. But
after the events that happened against Palace, do you really think Palace fans would want him back?
I think Palace fans are going to be as fickle as anything. If they might slag him off online at the moment because of some certain little antics. If they had the chance to bring him back, they'd bring him back.
A lot of Palace fans are saying I won't cheer any of his goals if he comes back.
I guarantee as soon as he wears a shirt, Palace fans will be as fickle as anything.
Exactly.
But it is what it is. And that's the problem with Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. Apart from the Newcastle rumour, the only people that have really been interested are Italian clubs who aren't exactly strapped for cash in terms of paying a wage like that. So it depends on what Ruben wants to do, really. That's where I think the stumbling block may be with that. But we'll see what happens.
Ruben should go abroad, in my opinion.
I think he'll be suited in Italy, personally. But
look, he would suit a Lazio or even a Valencia type club.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But Nippin, how would you feel about Moises Caicedo coming in the club? Do you rate him, or is he not on your type of list?
Look,
Nippin?
I do rate him, but it's again the club going for second best as opposed for first quality. Like Moises Caicedo is that, he's quality, but he's not the Enzo or the Declan Rice quality. You know what I mean? It's, again, us going for second best. And I'd rather us push the waters, per se, for Enzo Fernandez again. But I'll be happy if we get...
Nippin, we're 10th. We can't exactly go for the first team quality if we're 10th.
Liverpool managed to get Cody Gakpo,
Yes, but
and
Cody,
I wouldn't say he's.
I wouldn't say Cody Gakpo is first team quality.
You don't think he starts over Harvey Elliott or Luis Diaz?
He starts over Harvey Elliott. Luis Diaz probably had the same amount of hype last season when Luis Diaz came in.
Well, look, man, I'll be happy if we get Moises Caicedo, but my first choice will always be either Enzo Fernandez or Declan Rice, one of them two.
Yeah, I mean, I just think with Enzo, I think because you have to pay the fee up front, I think it's going to be a bit of a problem in that way.
And you're saying we can't exactly demand the best of the best if we're 10th. We were 10th when we signed a certain French defensive midfielder who is still on our books to this day. And he went on to win the World Cup and a lot of honours with us as well.
No, hang on. We wasn't 10th when we signed him. We didn't sign him in January. We signed him in June.
But we were in a bad situation, Wayne.
But we wasn't.
But we weren't exactly going places either.
I don't know where you got that from because we was.
That was a year, Nippin. That was a year after we won the title.
Oh, I'm getting confused then.
So we can say, well, we won. You're talking about the 15-16 season. He signed in that summer after that, but the year before we won the title with Mourinho. So it was a bad slump, but you could easily sell that on as it's a one-off. Whereas now we haven't competed for the league, at least, which is something players care about. Obviously, the UCL is something, but players aren't stupid. They know cup runs are cup runs, and that any club, in theory, can do a cup run.
Matt, check the private chat.
We haven't competed for 5 years. Yeah, that's fine, Nippin. So I think that's why we may not be able to attract some of these players, especially if we can't pay the money already.
He's won the Premier League.
What do you think of Caicedo?
So just before I answer that, he's won the Premier League with us, hasn't he, Conte?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought so. Just yeah. So about Caicedo, look, I think he's obviously a player that Potter would like to have in because he'll have that relationship with him, which I think is always very important when you can do something like that. So if he's a player that Potter wants, then I'm all for it. We're backing him as much as we can. It looks like, with all it doesn't matter how bad he does, he won't get sacked. So this is obviously a player that he wants as part of his project. Looking forward to it if he comes, and if this is what the club decides to do, then well, I'm sure we'll all back it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a player that I wanted 2 years ago when we were linked with him. Obviously, at that point, he was a prospect coming from a foreign country, and we didn't know much about him. But now we've seen him 2 years. I just think it's a good deal. We need to make sure we're not completely skinned by Brighton because, unfortunately, that thing is with Brighton. They are very good at skinning clubs for money. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I do think it'll be a good signing for us. I think it's a step in the direction in the midfield.
They probably don't like us at the moment either very much.
And who says we don't get another midfielder in the summer as well? So you've got Declan Rice. I don't think Declan Rice moves in January. Declan Rice will move in the summer. Who he moves to is another question. It also highly depends on if West Ham go down. Is he going to be there for less price than what he would be on any other summer? So I think Declan Rice could be available for a bit cheaper in the summer. So that's also one thing to consider. Because I think we do need more than one midfielder in this team. Because obviously Jorginho goes in the summer. Kovacic, going by the rumours and what I think looks like his body language, I don't think he's as interested in the project as other people are. Kante, obviously, it's questions about him, but he can't play every game. And then Zakaria, does Zakaria even sign at the end? That's the question. And then Chelsea are the ones to decide that. So I still feel we need multiple midfielders. So just because we get a Caicedo doesn't mean that Declan Rice is completely out of the project in the summer.
Is Zakaria an option to buy though? Is he?
25 million, I think.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's good to know that we've got that option if we want to take it.
But then again, I think with Juventus's financial problems, Chelsea could go, well, we'll reject that and then go in and say maybe we want less. But I don't know. It depends on what Chelsea want to do with that.
Interesting.
Go on, Wayne.
That's like it is. But at the moment, obviously, this is all in hindsight on what because obviously there's no concrete. All we know about at the moment, we've been linked with Caicedo and Fernandez, and they're the only concrete links that we've been made of a midfielder. And yes, I think you're right. There's going to be more. I think we'll be buying more, but you got Santos, Caicedo as well on the bench, on the sidelines, who are presumed next season probably get more game time and more in the first team. So I think we've got to just play it by ear right now. I don't think we need to panic. I think we do need to sign a midfielder. This obviously to help. I think the two midfielders, I think in this panel especially, is Fernandez or Caicedo. Either or, we would love to see at club. I don't know, obviously, what sort of midfielder part is looking for. So I don't think he's actually specified what sort of midfielder he wants. But I don't think we need to panic as a fan base right now. I think we've made some really good signings. I think we look at Joe Felix. Yes, obviously the red cards unfortunately came at the wrong time. But with him, I think Mudryk, I think he's very exciting. I think we're all looking forward to seeing him on Saturday, hopefully playing against Liverpool and doing well. And you look at this defender Caicedo, who looks really solid in that midfield. I think we've done so far well for the transfers. I don't think we need to worry. I don't think we need to panic. I think there's a bit of a slapdash with some of the links we've been linked with, and some of the links away as well. Like I said to you guys about Sterling's been linked to go to Juventus on loan, and there's been others as well. What probably isn't true. So I think at the moment in the transfer window situation, I think we all got to look at it as a bigger picture. Things are looking great for us. I think we all got to believe in that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Some will be true, some will be false. Go on, Nippon.
I have a question for all of you. What are your thoughts on certain Chelsea fans celebrating the fact that Declan Rice might be going to Arsenal?
I don't know. I think both sides of the Chelsea fan base, the ones that will watch him every game, worship him when he's not even in a Chelsea shirt, I think that's a bit weird. And then the people who are just overly hating him because of that, because of them other people, I think they're just both weird and both just need to concentrate on supporting Chelsea rather than supporting and not supporting other players from other clubs.
I was talking about them celebrating Arsenal potentially getting him. What are your thoughts on that?
That's the haters of Declan Rice. celebrating because we don't get him. I think if Declan Rice goes to Arsenal, it would be a good signing for Arsenal. But so I wouldn't really celebrate it personally. But it is what it is.
Neither will I. But don't you think he can? Don't you think he's a bit overrated? I'm not saying he's not a bad player. I'm just saying, don't you think he's a bit overrated by our fan base?
By certain parts of the fan base, maybe yes, but I do think he's a good player.
Yeah, me too.
And there's not many of them proper DMs in the world at the moment. And I just think he's a very good player. He's not worth 150 million. I've always said that. He's not worth 100.
He's 50 million max, in my opinion.
If it's 50 to 70 million, I would be happy enough to accept that. I wouldn't want to pay over the odds of him, but at the same time, I wouldn't complain if he comes to the club. And I think generally, if you speak to the sensible Chelsea fans, generally most of them will give you that same kind of argument. I'm sure Alfred, Wayne, you'd probably say similar things, but they can.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing as well.
What do you think, Wayne? Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bad player, but something was said in the chat and it's very right. If Declan Rice was as good as he's supposed to be, why is West Ham struggling this year to even stay out of the relegation zone? So yes, I'm not going to dispute that I'm not going to say he's a bad player, but he's not what everyone is waiting him for. And personally, I don't think he's the midfielder that Graham Potter is looking for. So I wouldn't want him near the club if that's the case. I want Potter to get the players he wants to make this club better, not what the fans want, and just use it, and then we'll get nowhere.
Wayne, look at what I put in the private chat about why he's not doing good for West Ham.
No, that's not true.
I don't think it's surrounded by shit. I just think it's more. I think the problem with West Ham, and when I've spoke to some of my mates that are West Ham fans, they've said the same thing. They've brought a lot of positive players in. Lucas Paqueta, they brought Flynn Downs from Swansea, who was previously at Ipswich, Scalamacca, and other players like that. And it just seems like I don't want to slag David Moyes off for this, but the negative approach David Moyes takes, it really doesn't suit them players. And I think the problem with West Ham is they're not scoring goals.
Do you rate Flynn Downs?
Yes, he is a very good player, but he does need a season to get into the Premier League because he's jumped from League One to Championship and then bought into the Premier League very quickly.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Mark Noble. I don't know why I'm saying this, but he reminds me of Mark Noble, Flynn Downs.
He's a good player. I don't think he'll be that world-class level, but he's a good level for West Ham.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. That was exactly what Mark Noble was. Never a world-class player, but a mid-table Premier League.
I think he can get into lower Europa League teams, maybe a Leicester or something like that. But
Flynn Downs?
Yeah, I think it's just he won't ever reach that. I don't think he'll reach that Champions League level. But he's good enough for West Ham. But anyway, enough about West Ham. We'll continue into the transfer news of Chelsea. But before we get into that, 129 people watching this channel. Make sure everyone smashes the like button. Let's get this channel, these likes to at least 150 likes by the end of the stream, because obviously there'll be more people that jump in and out. So I know you can get to that. The next topic of discussion is this Noni Maduke. I don't know how to pronounce his name. A lot of people said it different. Wayne, it sounds like there's a bit more of a consensus between PSV and Chelsea of a fee potentially, and this signing could happen. Do you like this guy, or do you think this is a bit of a waste of time for Chelsea?
he's a decent player, young British player as well. He came from the Tottenham and Crystal Palace academies, so he's got a pedigree in. But if he came in, I think that's definitely a bad news for Hudson-Odoi because that's where he's a similar player to. So it's not the ideal for that situation. But saying that, he could be a good addition if we needed him right now. I'm not sure. For me, I think we've got enough attackers now. I'm not really worrying about an attack. I'm more worried about other positions, like the right back and the centre mid. But no, if we got him, I'd be obviously totally supportive. But I'm just not sure if it's the right move for us right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it with, he's a good player. He looks like the profile of player he is. He looks really good. But I think with the amount of attackers we've got, the fact that we haven't yet got rid of any attackers, and the fact that he hasn't started a lot of games, hasn't played a full amount of games because of a lot of muscle injuries and similar injuries, does that worry you, considering we are the most injury-prone team at the moment, and we're linked to another really injury-prone like player at the moment?
Who's this guy we're talking about? Maduke, right?
Yeah.
What happened the last time? I've been saying this to a lot of podcasts. What happened the last time we bought an injury-prone winger from PSV Eindhoven?
Who was that injury-prone winger?
Iron Robin.
What?
I mean, Iron Robin was injury-prone after, not before.
Yeah, he wasn't ever injury-prone beforehand.
What happened the last time? We had a very good fucking player. That's what.
Yeah, but it wasn't injury. He wasn't injury-prone beforehand, Alfred. That's the point. He was never ever when he was linked with him and bought him. He was never linked with any injury issues.
Oh.
Yeah, but
it was only in his later career. Okay, I thought he was always.
It was after the Chelsea move.
Sorry, I thought he was always injury prone.
No. I mean, I'll just read out the last 2 seasons of his injury. So, start of 21-22, he had a muscle injury, 24 days out, 4 matches missed. Jeez. Then reoccurred muscle injury, 42 days out, 8 matches missed. In the same season, he gets another muscle injury. Now, it isn't saying what specific muscle it is. I'd have to look up a bit more detail. But that was a 60-day period out and 9 matches missed. And then before the end of the season,
keep him away.
But I haven't finished yet. This is still 21-22. Another muscle injury, 24 days out, 4 games missed. And then 22-23, you think he might get some game time. He might be playing a bit more. No, ankle injury, 1 days out, 18 games missed.
Keep him away from the club.
It's that honestly, I'm reading this injury report that I actually find it a bit ridiculous. I knew he was a bit injury prone, but I didn't know it was this bad.
It's really bad. It's more than Pulisic. I know you can defend
Pulisic. He played any games, and the only reason he didn't get injury prone before is because he didn't start for the club.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So he's
made of glass. He's made of glass.
So
what did you just say then, Nippon? You said the last person who's injury prone and we signed for PSV. Look what happened to him. You think we should sign him?
Oh. I didn't realize it was that bad though.
Nippon, you're a funny dude, and the fact that you're a funny dude, we've got 150 people in the chat now, so make sure you smash the like button.
That's right, people. Like the video, man. Like the video. Like how many on now? Actually, 69 guys. Let's get at least 100 likes for this.
I mean, Alfred, we've got in total in one season he had 9 17, 21, 25 games that he missed for injury last season. Is that the type of player, no matter what the price is, that we should be looking at right now?
Absolutely not. Not with all the problems that we have had in this regard. I'm actually at a point where I'm so freaking sick of injuries that I've got a pretty unpopular opinion, which is when Reece James comes back, if he plays another 3 or 4 games and then gets a 3-season injury again, see you later.
Whoa, what, Alfred? As much as I don't like injury-prone players, we haven't got the players right now to do that.
And we don't have the player right now. If that keeps happening to Reece James anyway, good as you may be, Reece, he's my favourite player at Chelsea. Right, I love the kid. So it absolutely kills me to say this.
But Alfred, that means you're putting Aspi as our starting right back.
Yes.
Well, look, it's at least he can play, right?
He plays shit. He plays absolutely dog shit.
I think the thing with Reece James is you need to manage his games. We have never managed his games. We've just seen him as the Messiah. Aspi has been well past it for a couple of seasons now, and no one's thought, let's replace him. They've not brought in replacements because they look at Reece James and go, he's so good, he'll play every game, and no wonder he breaks down, especially playing at wing back. I think this is why I don't want to play wing backs anymore, because as a wing back, you have to put so much pressure on your body that you're not. If you do have any ounce of injuries proneness, you're going to get injured. And it's no surprise that our wing backs have been the people that predominantly get injured. And that's why, as much as I don't rate the player, and Sadiq is going to love this, that's why I give Marcus Alonso a bit of credit, because he never got injured as a wing back. See, Sadiq just comes on. He is Marcus Alonso crazy. That's why you bring it back to just full back. I wouldn't personally rush James back right now. Get him back nice and slow. Make sure he's okay. Play him progressively into it. But that's the thing. You need the right back cover to do that. At the moment, we don't have the right back cover. At the moment, our right back cover is playing Chalobah out of position or playing Aspi, who should be in the football retirement home by now. So that's the problem. You don't have the cover. And you didn't have the cover for Chilwell either. Now you do. And arguably, you got so much cover in that left back role because you've got Cucurella, you've got Lewis Hall, and you've got Ian Maatson, who's doing fantastic at Burnley at the moment, which I will be going to watch Ian Maatson in the FA Cup. So I'll be doing a little scouting report to see how he does in that match. So we got too many options. We've got too many men at left back.
What about this guy? I put him in the private chat. Ronald Araujo,
the centre back.
He can play at right back as well.
Yeah, but I mean, as much as Barcelona are looking to sell players, I think this. If I do not understand why we haven't gone for the lad at Celtic.
Jovanovic.
He's a cheap, good option, solid. He's not anything special, but he's a solid option.
I'm surprised we haven't tried to hijack Tottenham's bid for Pedro Porro.
Yes, but this is where I counteract that straight away. We've just signed Felix, and there was an issue with Felix and Pedro Porro with dating the same woman.
Wasn't there the same thing with Wayne Bridge and John Terry?
Yeah, that's why Wayne Bridge left the club. So I don't think you're going to make Felix very happy if Pedro Porro comes in, and you certainly won't get him on permanent in the summer unless they've sorted it out behind the scenes. I don't know why you keep getting it with these footballers. First it happened with Icardi, now it happens with Felix and Porro. It's like there are plenty of supermodels out there, guys. You don't have to go for the same ones.
And then KDB and the Snake.
Yeah, that's what happened. So
Wow.
I don't think Felix is going to be very happy. You're going to have a very unhappy attacker if you bring Pedro Porro. So just get Juranovic from Celtic. I'm sure he hasn't connected with any females of that sort, as far as we know. So just get Juranovic in, and we move on for the right back position.
But you've got to look at it as well with the right back. Is with Reece James. If he's fit, we'll always sit it. He's our number one right back.
Yes.
So why we can't? Why would we bring in someone like the what Nippon said? Who is probably going to look at being a number one right back in that position where we need someone who's going to be a backup to Reece James.
Someone like Juranovic will just, I think, at the level that he is, he's a good level. Don't get me wrong, but he's not that. He's not a Reece James. He's not going to be breaking. He's not going to be the Europe's best right back, the world's best right back. But he'll be that player that he'll look at Chelsea and go, "I'm happy that I'm just playing for Chelsea."
Yeah,
the fact that I play for Chelsea and I'll do everything to play for Chelsea. He knows he won't get all the starts, but he'll be happy to be that role. But he's also a very good role. He's not just someone that's going to sit back and take it lightly, be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the team. I'm not very good," but he's good enough that he can challenge. And don't forget, with Reece James's injuries, you are probably going to get quite a bit of game time. That's where I'd go if I was looking to sign Juranovic and he was having a little bit of doubts. I'd go, well, look at Reece James' injury. He does get quite a few injuries, so you might find that actually you might have a 2-month period where you're playing every game. So that might entice more people to come in. But it is what it is. I don't think the right back will be done this window, personally, because I just see the way he's suddenly put Chalobah into right back. I think it makes sense to go out for the midfielder. That will be I think we'll get one midfielder. Whether we go for Noni Maduke is another question, but I don't think there'll be anything outside that this window. I think after that it will be Sales, and then that'll be it. And then right back we might go in for in the summer. But it is what it is. Couple of transfer rumours coming out as well. Obviously, it's not just ingoings. We can't just buy loads of players and not sell anyone out. Because we've got a big enough squad as it is now, despite all the injuries. One that I wanted to talk about, you've got the Ziyech's ones. I'm not really concerned, or I don't think that's really a topic of discussion. I think we all know and all probably want Ziyech out the club, and whether that happens is another question. But the one I want to talk about is Raheem Sterling. Now, we signed him last summer. Raheem Sterling was supposed to be, according to the owners, was the big buy. The main man was given 300k a week. He started off with, compared to how other Chelsea attackers have, started off with a bang under Tuchel. Has been a bit shaky at the start under Potter. Started doing a bit well again, and then now has got injured for a couple of weeks. But he's now been linked with a move to Juventus on loan. Alfred, does this rumour to you make a lot of sense, or do you think this is a rumour that you're kind of a bit confused about?
It makes me absolutely sick. Why the hell would we do that? First of all, after we've already seen what he can do for us, because he started off very well at Chelsea, and second, he's a great player, in my personal opinion, which is what we actually need right now, is what we're hungry for. He's a player that I'm sure once the team, gets some more confidence going, some more rhythm happening, and everyone's playing well, that will contribute greatly. Raheem Sterling. So, absolutely stupid move if we do that. Personally, I really hope it doesn't happen.
Before we get on to Nippin and Wayne's opinion, Carlito, welcome to the stream. Good to have you, even if it's 44 minutes late. And there's radio silence.
Carlito?
What?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
about to make a lot of money and at work, so I'm doing pretty jazzy. How you doing?
Not too bad. I mean, what's going on? It's Judgment Day, 18th of Jan. You said Caicedo was going to happen.
That's right.
It's
Well.
nothing brewing at the moment.
It's currently 10 to 7 UK time, and nothing's happened.
I don't live in the UK.
Technically, Carlito's still got half the day, so it could happen overnight. You never know.
I got half a day. I mean, the 18th is when Caicedo switches over his agency. And the 18th is when we're supposed to put in a bid. If it happens tomorrow, it happens tomorrow. I'm not a journalist.
Yeah, we're just playing around a little bit.
Oh, I know you are, but I'm going to be snarky in return. Okay.
That is fine. That is fine.
I associate you with a lot of things, Carlito, but petty isn't one of them.
I'm not petty. One thing I wanted to say, and Alfred will get this reference. I consider Mudryk to be an inland taipan. If you don't know what that is, it is the most dangerous snake in the world, and it is found in Alfred's country. Only in Alfred's country. Mudryk is going to surprise people with how good he is. And the reason that people don't know about him is because he's been playing in Eastern Europe for a team that has been relatively obscure within the context of the Premier League and Italy and everything else. But, I mean, this guy's got a personal trainer to make sure that he can run 40 kilometers per hour. Sprint. This is like an unbelievable. This is, people say generational player. They throw that around all the time. We may have just bought a generational player, and he's going to be worth all the money that we paid for him. People are going to be like, holy fuck. In a couple of weeks, people are going to look back and say, I cannot believe we bought Mudryk. Because he's a wild boy, man. He's a wild boy.
You know what makes me laugh about the Mudryk thing? The fact that all these Arsenal fans were crying.
They're so mad. They're so mad.
Chelsea have spent all this money. They've outbidded us, blah, blah, blah. Nope, we paid the same amount of money as you suckers. And in terms of his wage, he's not on any outlandish wage. £97,000. Less than Hudson-Odoi, less than Kepa, less than Pulisic. On the same rate as Mason Mount is currently. And that was Mason Mount's youth base.
He's on one of the cheapest wage packages we have.
So
literally.
My question is, what the fuck were Arsenal offering him?
They were probably offering. I've heard from sources that they were offering him more.
No, so we offered him 7.5 million euros a year. They offered him 5.5 million euros a year.
And I know Arsenal are top of the league, and this will probably come back to bite me in the ass. But Arsenal ain't that serious. If that's all you're if that's all you're offering Mudryk, and expecting to get the player.
Well, the other thing is that we have an 8.5-year deal with him on that wage structure. Now, I mean, in total, he'll probably be getting around 120,000 pounds a week, something like that. But I mean, there'll be renegotiation periods and caveats throughout the 8.5-year deal, but it won't be for a couple of years. So as wages naturally increase in football, he's still going to be cheap. And the fact that we're spreading out this amortization fee over 8.5 years, our annual, essentially in American, they would call this a cap hit. Our annual cap hit is very low. And so, I mean, like, this Mudryk deal is unbelievably economical. And everybody's looking at the price tag and saying 100 million, 100 million. Guess what? Ingbali did not go to Poland and write them $100 million check. That is not how this works. So, no, we just got a truly generational player for fucking cheap. And he's one of the cheapest players per week that we pay. And he's going to be, along with João Felix, one of the best players we have.
I mean, when I saw that 97k per week that's come out with the Athletic, I was just gobsmacked to have. I thought it'd be a lot more.
It's probably going to be a little more.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think that probably is the base fee.
Yeah, of course.
And I imagine you've got the incentives on top, which I think fantastic. If we can get more of our players on, I'm not saying everyone has to be on 97k, but that 97 to 200k, apart from if you're the Reece James of the world, then I think that's fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's when you look at people like Hudson-Odoi and even my guy Loftus-Cheek, and you just look and go, how have you negotiated that?
Softest cheeks? Yeah, I can't imagine Loftus-Cheek and Cal Hudson-Odoi are going to be on this team much longer. In fact, I think we're already shopping Odoi because he's going to be in the last year of his deal. So we're going to be shopping him. We'll get money for that. We'll get money for bum cheeks. We'll get money for Conor Gallagher, Hakeem Ziyech. Once we complete all our sales, we really do need to. Once we complete all our buys, we really need to sell players. It needs to be like a top priority. We have 36 players on the roster. It's way too many players. It's way too many players, man.
Matt?
Yeah.
Can you check the private chat? I asked how much longer are we going on for?
About 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Okay. Because I have to go in like a few minutes.
No worries.
Okay.
When are you guys next streaming?
I don't know.
Friday, potentially. Don't know.
Hey, Matt, I may actually have me and Jess may actually have a date with a particular journalist. I'll let you know about it, all right?
Ooh.
Oh, I'd like to join that particular stream. I'd like to join that particular
Absolutely fucking not. I'm
Listen,
sorry.
you've got to be on point with that. Like, maybe in the future, but not right now.
Okay.
I'm just kidding with you, Niven.
I mean, even Alfred's not invited at the moment.
Mm.
I'm joking, Alfred.
Alfred, how we feeling about this quick little turnaround? Maybe even a mini resurrection of this season. We got Chili Bees, we got Reece James, we got Mudryk. They're all at training. They're all looking delicious. How we doing, man? You a little more positive?
Oh man, I am so excited especially because I've been telling Arsenal fans and Man United fans and whoever else, I've just been reminding them always, never count Chelsea out. This is not the fucking first time we have looked like we're not going to make top four. I hear this shit every single fucking season recently because, look, fair enough, we haven't played the best in recent seasons, and there have been many times recently where we haven't looked like we might make top four, but we eventually got there. And for some reason, people just keep on forgetting that. Like, fuck, people, when will you learn never to count Chelsea out? We are the kind of club that just always shut people up. We're playing like crap under Lampard. Fine. We sacked him. We won the Champions League. We weren't playing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Before I continue, this is driving me crazy. All right. We're going on 54 minutes, and I've been hearing this fucking sound like somebody's throwing around tins for the whole fucking stream. Who is it?
I don't know. Midfield, I feel like that's you.
Oh no! Oh no! Do I?
Niffin walked up when Alfred said that.
Oh no!
Oh, bro.
I know it's not me.
I'm bleeding.
You what?
I'm bleeding.
You believe? Okay, Niffin. Well, get that fixed,
Right.
and we'll come on when you're ready.
Well,
Anyway,
bleed all
Carlito, you
want.
really have to
Just-
ask Alfred if he's positive, because Alfred is the most positive brother out there. Chelsea could be bottom of League Two, absolutely in the dumps, and Alfred would still be positive. About
Brother,
Chelsea.
he's still. You know what he's wearing underneath that jacket? His fucking Lukaku jersey.
He probably is.
No, I mean, look, I want to say this because this is. Look, I feel as though now this may be more of a macro point about society in general, and it's the globalization of information and news, but I have to say this: people have kind of disregarded the idea that the words that they say matter. Words have become so disposable. I think part of that may have to do with Trump. The guy just is so flippant about everything he says, and then he forgets everything he says 5 minutes later, and so do the people that follow him, which is ridiculous. But like, you know, words have all of a sudden just stopped mattering, and in this fan base, they'll call anything a disgrace. They'll call anything pathetic. They'll call anything some hyperbolic adjective that isn't even remotely accurate in the description of the thing that they're talking about. Like, they'll say that our recruitment has been abominable or horrendous. All right, well, so let's go through the recruitment. Is Carney Chukwuemeka a bad player? No. Is Mark Cucurella a bad player? No. Is Wesley Fofana a bad player? No. Wesley Fofana is going to be a great player. Okay. Is João Felix a bad player? No. He's the best player on the team. Is Mikhailo Mudryk a bad player? No. He's going to be one of the best players in the world in 5 years. Is Christopher Nkunku a bad player? No. He's German League MVP last season. Is Andre Santos going to be a bad player? No. Okay. Is Lewis Hall promoted player? Is he a bad player? No. Is Benoit Badiashile a bad player? No. Is Gaga Slonina a bad player? No. He's the best young keeper to ever come out of my country. Okay. Is Kalidou Koulibaly going to prove haters wrong? Yes, because he is a good player as well. All right, I just mentioned everybody that we bought. And Dacha Fofana, we'll see. We'll see about Dacha Fofana. Raheem Sterling has won 4 Premier League titles. Is he a bad player? No.
He's also a top goal scorer at the moment.
What the fuck is everybody talking about that our recruitment is a shambles? By the way, it's not a shambles. It's in shambles. We're not in shambles. And our recruitment does not suck. And I'm so tired of people just throwing around critical adjectives like they don't fucking matter. And like words don't matter anymore. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And if you think that our recruitment has been poor, I don't know what you're talking about. The reason that our recruitment looks poor is because everybody we've recruited is injured. And once they're not injured, and once our staff is fully ready to go, you will see how proper this team is. And I am really, really tired of people just being errantly negative for the sake of being negative because they're probably mad about something in their personal life. Fuck you.
Carlito Churchill, everyone.
Hey.
Robert, do you know what makes me laugh about all this? Is this, at the moment, everyone seems to be so quick to judge Bowley, Vivell, Paul Winstanley, Bath, Booth, or whatever it is, whoever. But none of these guys were ever really arguing about Marina, Bruce Buck, any of them. And Carlito, correct me if I'm wrong, ain't they the people that have caused this problem in the first place?
Oh, I mean, it's been a systemic thing for a very long time. They didn't put so much emphasis on scouting as just name. So they buy a name and they didn't see if it would fit. And then they give them a lot of money. And the problem is that if it doesn't fit and you want to move on from that asset, it all of a sudden becomes an unsellable asset. Bakayoko. I mean, another example is Danny Drinkwater. You know, another example is Zappacosta. I mean, those players, they were unsellable assets and they were on a lot of money. And for certain players, we bought them for. I mean, Bakayoko was like $45 million. I mean, that's just a lot. And so, yeah, I mean, that's a problem that came from the previous regime. This is not from Bowley. Bowley couldn't even get started until June, when the deal was done. We couldn't talk to agents. We couldn't talk to clubs. We couldn't talk to anybody. So no, this is all deeply rotted systemic issues that have come from years of mismanagement of how we recruit players, how we scout players, and how we design our team. It's been poorly designed for years, but it's been papered over because we had really, really, really good players at certain points.
Well, I don't want to play the American card, as I'm going to call it, but do you think it's the fact that we are under American ownership that suddenly everyone wants to be a bit more critical about the ownership?
Yes, British people hate Americans.
I mean, Alfred, do you agree, Nippon?
I disagree with that completely.
I know you don't hate Americans, Nippon.
I'm sure Matt doesn't either.
No, but I think he means generally there is a bit of a hate towards disdain towards Americans because of certain other individuals at other clubs, and that is now typical of every American. Would you say that's true?
Well, look at Tottenham. Look at Tottenham. Look at the mess they're in, and they're British owned.
Yes, but you see it a lot in media. Gary Neville and co. Saying this type of thing. Certain fans saying, I remember when the buying process came in, people were like, "Don't get Todd Bowley because he's American." Do you think that is a problem where Chelsea fans are criticising one owner and not criticising another?
Yeah, but it's law of transitive properties, right? They're saying that because the Glazers have been bad owners that have taken money out of United instead of reinvesting it into the club with personnel, by that virtue, Todd Bowley is Malcolm Glazer or the Glazer family, and it's just a false equivalency because Todd Bowley has a minority ownership stake in two of the most successful professional teams in the history of American sports. The best team in the MLB is the LA Dodgers. The most successful team in the history of the NBA is the LA Lakers. And they have the world's most popular athlete in LeBron James. Like, Todd Bowley is not the Glazers. But yet, because he's an American, he's unrightfully conflated with bad ownership by virtue of his Americanness. And I just think that it's just wrong. It's just patently absurd and incorrect because Todd Bowley's been very successful with the teams that he's owned. Very successful. And that's just people not doing their homework. And that's just people wanting to be mad because a British owner is not owning the team.
Carlito.
Yes.
And Matt. Has the sound gone? You know, the one that Alfred was complaining about.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yes, I haven't heard it anymore. Thank God. And I hope I never hear it again. Please.
I think I know what was to blame for that banging noise. This little boot here. It's my cost.
Okay.
Well, don't keep your foot still, if that's possible.
Shut that baby up! Shut that baby up!
But yeah, I mean, before we go, we have got the Liverpool game on Saturday at 12:30. We'll go into it a bit more probably on Friday for a preview. But as I will call it, the El Shitico.
Such a good name.
El Banter. I have a better name for it. El Banterico.
No, Shitico is better. Anyway, Carlito.
What about El Asico?
Are you excited for it? Or are you nervous?
No, I love playing Liverpool.
Yeah, do you know what? I think last season we exposed Liverpool for what they were last season.
Yeah.
In every game we played, and that's what I said end of last year. I said Liverpool will go down, especially if Mane leaves. They've done exactly what I thought they would. And yeah, Klopp is while Potter gets all the slagging off, Klopp is completely protected. That's
resume based though, Matt. That's just resume. That largesse, that reservoir of goodwill that he's instilled within the English media, that's starting to erode as well. That's starting to erode along with his mask of sanity.
Yeah, he does seem to be Mr. Excuse.
Oh my God! It was the grass. It was too dry. And if you think I'm fucking joking, he did use that excuse. He said the grass was too dry. That's why my boys were distracted. It was the air. It was the air.
He's like Tyre. It was the wind.
I want to headbutt Jurgen Klopp.
Oh my God!
Nipper, we do not want to advocate with violence.
Okay, but I'll say that off screen then.
I'd like to verbally abuse him at least once or twice.
As long as it's not physical, that's all right. Alfred,
yes.
Are you excited for the game?
I am very excited for the game. I think we'll beat them. I'm not afraid of them at all. I think we're going to really turn up for that game, and it's going to be a fun time. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, I mean, their Superman is now mortally wounded. I don't think he'll ever be as good anymore, and he's not even playing. So, if VVD's not there, and their best player now plays in Germany, and their coach is having a meltdown, and their team isn't pressing the way that it used to, and Salah is not having a good year, and their midfield is old as shit. Dude, this is the right time to beat the brakes off those boys.
And hopefully, as much as I like him, hopefully Darwin Núñez is playing and continues the kind of shooting that he's been doing.
Oh yeah,
Except
he's stinky.
Oh my God.
I
You
don't
just
know.
know we are charity. Alfred, we are charity FC.
I don't think so. I think that's a myth.
I mean, Nippin, the way you heard Alfred say, you sound not confident. I'm assuming you're not confident for this game. Why are you not confident?
We can't defend to save our lives.
And you think
Liverpool can't.
can?
Liverpool can't attack to save. That's why it's El Shitico.
Oh, wait.
One team can't
Liverpool can attack. They've created a lot of chances. They just can't score from their certain chances.
That's what I meant. Liverpool can't score. We can't defend.
No, but Liverpool can't defend.
Well, here's something to consider, Nippon. The last few times we have played them, anyone will tell you, even their own supporters, that we deserve to win every game that we played against them recently.
Yes.
Right? At least the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
so-
you had the Reece James sending off, which is still debated to the end of this day whether that should have been right or not.
Yep.
Then you had the January game where we gave up 2 silly goals within the first 5 minutes and then dominated Liverpool for the rest of the 85.
No. Which left back gave up those goals?
I think Chalobah was one.
Was that Marcos Alonso?
Chalobah gave up one of the goals, though, didn't he?
Yes. And then Marcos Alonso let Salah walk into the box because he can't sprint. Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Gotcha.
And
Just
then-
wanted to reinforce that one.
And then again, we lost on penalties to them both times. In one of the games, we should have won it with decisions anyway.
Yeah.
The other game, penalties is just the luck of the draw, unfortunately.
Yeah, we tied them 4 times in a row is what happened.
But I'm going to list out some of the players that are rumoured to be available for this game. Reece James, Nippin, do you start him or do you not?
No, absolutely not.
Alfred?
No, because I want to do things right this time. This man, like I said earlier, favorite player at Chelsea. Absolutely
Awesome.
love him, but I just get so heartbroken every time he gets injured and he's gone for half a season. Man, it's just so heartbreaking. Do what you have to do to make sure this incredibly amazing player stays at his best level of fitness and doesn't constantly get injured. We can't afford it. He's too good. He's just too good. So I wouldn't start him. Much as he would be good, just too dangerous. Yeah.
Carlito, would you start him or would you keep him off for now?
Yes, he's a footballer. Let him football.
Fair play.
Also fair point.
Ben Chilwell, Nippin, would he start? To you
Again, bring him on as a substitute. Keep him on the bench. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Alfred?
Well, Carlito just brought up a very good point. Really.
It's their job, man.
Yeah.
They're getting paid a lot of money.
They are just, man. Reece is just so incredibly special, that I don't want to see his career go down the toilet because he isn't managed properly. That's my only thing. But you know what? The hell with it. We need everybody. We need everybody when we can have them. And while we have them, let's say maybe we don't play them like more than they can handle. Sub them off whenever we we see that they're struggling or something. Don't overdo it. And yeah, if we can play them, I suppose it's probably a good thing to do. So.
And I assume, Carlito, you're going to say exactly the same thing as you said for Reece James.
Yeah, it's a muscular injury, so I'd say just start Cucurella. I think we'll be all right. That one, I mean, we have 3 people at that position. I think we'll be all right. But
we're not. I think you're right. We're stacked in that area, so probably give them another game or two.
Yeah, but I'm not. Look, I'm not going to turn down the hottest girl at the bar just because I have a headache. All right, I'm going to take some fucking Advil and do the damn thing.
There's a difference. There's a difference between taking down a hot girl and.
You're right.
stopping an
Reece
injured
James is
footballer.
really hot. So I'll take an extra strength Advil. How about that?
I mean, final one. the Ukrainian warrior himself.
Hell
Noni
yeah,
Maduke.
Matt. I speak for everybody. Hell yeah. You play that motherfucker with the face tattoos. He's so good.
Alfred, are you going to unleash him against Alexander Arnold? Are you going to make Alexander Arnold cry off that football pitch?
Mudryk, end him.
Finish him.
Diffin?
Oh, yes. I would start him. I mean, like, why would you pay £100 million to bench a player?
It's not like he's out of shape. The guy lives in the gym.
That's true. I mean, I would start it. If I was Madrid, I'd just say, picture Alexander Arnold and picture him with the face of Vladimir Putin and just go.
I love it.
Attack. Attack and relentlessly attack and destroy. Make Alexander Arnold retire from football because you've absolutely messed him up so
It's
bad.
going to be a geopolitical beatdown. My Lord.
Too bad they keep Asian Russian.
Is there a couple other? Was Kai Havertz absent from training today?
There was I did see it on Twitter, but I didn't know whether it was credible who said it. But be interesting if it is. If I mean, obviously Kai is the person we imagine will start.
Yes.
If he doesn't, who do you think replaces him on the pitch?
Datro.
Yeah.
You don't think you're bringing Aubameyang or?
Oh shit. Yeah, I think you'd go to Aubameyang actually.
Alfred, would you agree, or would you say Datro should get a chance?
I would love to see Aubameyang personally because I just think that he believes. I believe that he deserves more of an opportunity because he's a great fucking player for me. Always liked him, and I believe that he can offer more given the proper chances. And I'd love to see him shut these people up that say, we should never have bought him. He's shit. He needs to go. He doesn't do anything. When the fuck has he had the chance to do anything? He hasn't started a game in ages, you clowns.
Yeah, I mean, nip him. Would you bring Aubameyang in, or would you go for Datro?
God. Datro. I mean, he needs his chance.
I mean, I wouldn't mind with both. I mean, Datro, it'd be nice to see what he can do. And then Aubameyang is I'd start Aubameyang if you're actually going to give him the fucking service he deserves. That would be my counteract to that because the amount of time I see this brother running, making great runs and not getting the balls picked up, it just it pisses me off. Not the fact that Aubameyang's doing bad, but that you fucking retards can't pick up the pass. So I don't want to see Aubameyang just doing running lessons up and down, up and down, up and down if you're not going to pass to him. So that will be my condition for Aubameyang. Play Aubameyang if you're actually going to pass to him. But that'll be it.
Number 29 and number 19 aren't going to do that though.
Yeah, but if number 29 ain't starting, then that's a potential bonus.
Number 19 won't do it either.
Well, for me, number 19 wouldn't start either.
Another thing for me is that Aubameyang is, he's got a lot of experience in high pressure games, So I think he is more than capable of doing the job here. You chuck Fofana in there, and that's a fucking big job for the man, against, even though they're not doing very well at the moment, still a big opponent, So
who will it be? Joe Gomez and the fucking Matip? Is that who they'll play in the back?
Yeah, Ibrahima Konate.
Oh, Konate. That's right.
But won't it be so, Matt? Won't it be so Chelsea-like that Nunes doesn't score and then he ends up scoring against us?
I mean, there's no guarantee he'll do anything.
Yeah, we'd have to see.
What about his injury, by the way? How long is he out for? Will he even play?
Who?
Because he's been injured, Nunes.
He might play. As far as I know, he's fit to play, but I don't know.
Hey, by the way, Matt, you know what I was thinking the other day? I think Potter's going to start Koulibaly at left back.
He could. Oh,
Not. I'm not saying that this is what I would do. I'm saying I think he's going to.
I mean, it could be an option. I mean, I just think we've got enough left backs.
No, but I mean, it's like, remember when we used to have? I mean, Rudiger. When Rudiger would play against Mo Salah, he would man mark him and mark him out of the game. Salah's worst games were always against Rudiger, and I have a feeling when we subbed Koulibaly into left back the other day, I think that was Potter trying something.
I mean,
I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
He could do. I wouldn't be totally against it. If he feels the left back options are not going to be good enough to lock him down, because
Mo Salah is still one of the best players in the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
One thing I want to say before we do finish is a transfer rumor I saw before we went on the stream, and I forgot to mention it until now. Chelsea and Manchester United interested in David Raya from Brentford, who could be cost 15 to 20 million.
Another
Guys,
keeper.
do you think that's a good? Do you think that'd be a good person to sign in goalkeeper, considering Mendy, Kepa, not really? No one really sees him as proper number one goalkeeper. Slonina, as good as he is, we haven't seen him play yet, so we don't know how to judge him. Would this be a signing you'd like to see, or no?
It's a massive step up going from Brentford to the European champions. Well, to two-time European champions. Not anymore. Not anymore. But to a bigger, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Still champions of the world technically at the moment.
Yeah, look, it's a big step up from Brentford to Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, Alfred, would you like that signing? Because I suppose he is that type of goalkeeper you'd want at Chelsea in terms of the way we want to play. But is he good enough for Chelsea?
Well, what are we doing with Slonina?
Good question.
That's what I don't know, because he hasn't played a game yet. So is he going to go out alone? Is he going to sit on the bench?
Well, why would you get another keeper when you've already got one there?
Yeah, I'd probably promote Slonina.
I mean, we bought a bunch of keepers.
I'd promote Slonina.
We also listen to this. I mean, Jared just said this to me. Lucas Bergstrom also promoted to the first team after being recalled from Petersburg. We got a ton, dude. We have a ton of keepers.
Harvey Lau as well.
Yeah, but we have a ton of keepers at Cobham right now. And look, Slonina was really good this year in the MLS. I don't care about your guys' opinions of the MLS. I think it's good. I think it's certainly better than a second division of any country, and in certain countries better than the first division. So, yeah, Slonina, dude. Let me tell you, yeah, I think he should be given a look before we think about buying someone's keeper that needs money. I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like bailing anybody out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they want to do. If they want to sell both Kepa and Mendy and don't want them at the club, then obviously I don't know whether we can play.
Well, yeah, Matt. I mean, that's the caveat, right? If we sell both those guys, then sure, yeah, absolutely. I just don't know what the plan is.
I just don't think the thing is with Potter. I don't think he's comfortable with any goalkeeper at the moment.
Well, Gaga just came, so let him see. I mean, look,
I think Gaga, in this respect, he's only just came. Potter's probably not seen enough of him to judge, and the other two, Kepa and Mendy, I just don't think he's impressed with either, really.
But
no one
man, with Mendy, oh fuck's sake, I've never seen a goalkeeper that made me shit myself so badly every time he wants to kick the ball up the pitch, because he almost always either fucks it up or looks like he's just about to. I've seen that man make so many stupidly ridiculous errors that, yeah, it's just not good for a keeper at his level. Ridiculous. I refer, of course, to that error against Real Madrid.
Oh God!
That ultimately cost us that tie. I don't care what anybody says. For me, that was the moment that cost us that tie. So yeah,
that and the Conte error as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the biggest fall from glory for Mendy. He went from winning the African Cup of Nations, winning Goalkeeper of the Year for UEFA, winning the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup to just nothing. It's quite ridiculous.
At one point, he was fucking incredible for us.
He just
He
completely
was
fell off.
so good. Yeah.
He's just fallen. So it's like he's fallen off the cliff. He's gone in a cave, and you just can't find him again. He's gone missing.
It's like he's in the Marianas Trench, man.
Yeah, he's gone so far down. He's just irrecoverable.
I mean, I don't know, Matt. When people show you who they are, believe them. You know, I mean, maybe this is just who he is, and he wasn't exposed to enough high-pressure situations consistently to expose some of the glaring aspects of his game. I mean, you could tell. Like you guys call it keepy uppies, or we call it juggling in America. You know, just juggling. You know, kicking the ball, keeping the ball upright with a spin. You can tell he doesn't juggle at all. He just doesn't juggle at all. Like when I was a kid, I mean, I would juggle after practice and before practice. Like I'd juggle 30 minutes before every practice. I'd juggle 30 minutes after practice, just to have a relationship with the ball. I mean, and you're getting 7, 8, 900 touches in that time span, and it's all just you and the ball. You could just tell that Mendy doesn't juggle. He has no relationship to the ball. Not with his feet. It's his feet are terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think personally, I'm not interested in either goalkeeper. Is Lalina the one? I haven't seen enough of him personally to see, but I'd like to give him a try. If not, well, I think if we get rid of both of them, we still need another goalkeeper. So why not?
Well, I'll tell you what. If Gaga plays tomorrow, Felix Johnston will expire. He'll need multiple cigarettes at halftime if Gaga plays, man.
Oh, bloody Felix. Anyway,
we'll see who lied.
We are close to the end of the stream, but before we go, Carlito, I've seen some new merch that you've sent me offline, and I must say it is looking good. Any updates on merch website for the fans? Is it coming soon?
We even made a Mudryk t-shirt from his neck tattoo. Paul did it yesterday.
It looked clean, nice. I love it.
Yeah, no, Paul's working his butt off. He'll eventually come on the stream. He's one of my best friends. I played NCAA ball with him. He's really cool. Yeah, so the website and merch and everything, it's pretty much done. Just Paul's kind of a perfectionist, so we're going to tweak it, and it should be out imminently, probably right after the Liverpool game. So we better fucking win.
Yes, we'll definitely. We'll hopefully we win. And then
and we're gonna get more caricatures. I'm gonna buy more caricatures from that artist in Miami. We've got like Reese and Thiago, but I'm thinking that we get like Mudryk and João Felix because those faces would look hilarious in the caricature. So yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's gonna be fun.
Definitely. But it will all come out soon for you guys. So I've had a few people asking me, when is it coming out? So guys, just wait patiently. Like we're being patient for Graham Potter, just be patient.
Yeah, I'm getting asked, are we going to have women's sizes? Are we going to have kids' sizes? Things like that. Because I got a few excited people that I know as well.
Sure.
We'll get it out for everyone, but stay tuned for that because it will be coming out very, very, very soon. But Carlito, Nippin, Alfred, thank you guys for coming on to what was another wonderful stream.
Pleasure, as always.
Yeah.
Nippin completely off camera again.
Sorry, I was just booking an Uber for something.
Fair enough.
Worldwide Uber.
He's the traveling man. What can I say?
Well, to be fair, we've got him in his house, so this is normally a bonus. Normally,
it used to be Travelocity used to have this commercial with Johnny Cash.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. This is my unique selling point is that you have no idea where I'll next go live from.
What are you, Carmen Sandiego? I mean, come on, man. Oh my God.
But I can tell you one thing: whenever I'm hosting a stream, I will always be in one place.
Because it benefits you. Oh my God. Anyways, moving on. Matt, it was a good stream. I gotta say this, dude. Anybody but Asp. if Asby plays, I can't watch the game, and I want to watch the game. I just can't watch. He ruins it for me. His shorts are too tight, and he tucks in his fucking jersey. When he tucks in his jersey, it just ruins it for me. The vibe is completely off.
It will make me nervously laugh if he's in the starting lineup on Sunday or Saturday.
It is shorts. He pulls them up to his belly button, and he tucks it in. He likes to look all working class 1970s footballer. And I'm like, dog, it's 2023. Let it hang, please. Good God.
Before we go, Mo is asking Carlito, which midfielders are coming in January?
Caicedo.
That is it. Caicedo. And that is the end of the stream.
And for a winger, Maduke.
We're not having that injury-prone kid. No.
Maduke, por favor, Matthew, cállate.
This is the first time I never actually looked at his injury history, and I went through it today, and it just led me godsmacked of how many times he got injured.
No mommy's way, Matthew. No, you're wrong on this one, Broseph. You're wrong on this one.
He makes Reece James look just like fit, perfect specimen. Bro, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I don't like to count players out, but he needs to fix up their injuries before he comes to this club. Because bearing in mind we are the most injury-prone club in the world at the moment, I do not trust this medical team and Maduke in the same room. But there you go. But this is the end of the stream for the third time. We all hope you have a good day. We'll probably be back on Friday for the Liverpool preview. So catch us then. We'll see you later. And up the Chels.
Out.